Welcome to another Shittywebcomics Weekly, brought to you by our subscribe star backers. And just getting right off into this, first of all, this is going to be like another little preview video where the rest of the video will be on our subscribe star or something. That's mainly what our Shittywebcomics Weekly episodes are about, is just quick discussions and stuff where the real meat is behind the big
Basically for
paywall.
two things. One, it's for venting. It's very effective for us to be able to vent since no one else is talking about the stuff that we talk about.
We like on our subscribe star and on these episodes, basically any video we do, we're talking about stuff that nobody else has ever said in the history of the human race, but also sort of the deep lore and the hidden information that everyone else on YouTube doesn't even want you knowing about.
It's not us bragging. This is not ego or vanity.
It's actually measurable. It's quantifiable. You can measure the amount that, in fact, people have seen that in action where we have been saying stuff years ago and Kiwi Farms just started noticing and realizing it now. Where I think we even said Kiwi Farms is going to turn against Ricada. We said that a couple of years ago, and
Kiwi
now it's
Farms,
happened.
Or as I like to call it, that site I never read.
The site that's in the dark compared to us, they're in our shadow. Kiwi Farms unironically is in our shadow. Again, you can measure the amount of that.
Site that wasn't there.
The chair that wasn't there. But anyways.
my favorite Metallica song from Saint Anger.
Yes.
The
classic.
chair that wasn't there.
Maybe so Metallica's terrible. Best album. No.
Their best album of the 2010s.
Yeah. Just kidding. It sucks. But anyways.
They're like the Shitty Beatles, too. The Shitty Beatles of heavy metal.
So it's not just a clever name. Anyways.
I don't know why that joke is so funny to me nowadays.
To me. But getting into...
Oh, yeah. We have something to actually talk about here. I don't know. Does anyone...
Well, it's also a very special episode because, in a way, this is the revival of How to Fix World of Warcraft, where, I don't know, you saw this, her last party wiped, and it's just looking for group level 1 rogue.
Our wonderful Discord, people post all kinds of really wonderful, delightful art on our Discord.
Wonderful, wonderful. But then you basically, on Discord, you started going into some good How to Fix World of Warcraft type content.
I went into some schizo rant, autistic schizo ranting.
The best kind of schizo rant.
Yeah. Where it's indistinguishable from just being able to intelligently pull apart a bunch of flaws from a game. There's also a special episode in that. We're not covering a webcomic. Fuck webcomics.
Although at the same time, this picture, this image here, it's telling a story. It's just a comic in one panel, basically.
Yeah.
This rogue, something happened to her.
Wow. This is like 90 pages worth of isom.
Yes. There's more story here than in any Comicsgate or Rippaverse comic. Her nylons are ripped, for one.
Combined. I was also trying to figure out which game this was, but it said the class was rogue, and so it's like, usually the only rogues I know of are D&D or World of Warcraft.
Some kind of WoW crap. WoW crap.
Or an RPG party base, which is what this is clearly supposed to be.
It's pretty good. So anyways, yeah, so you had some comments about World of Warcraft, and we'll start with them, and then the full video, which will be somewhere, I don't know. It might be just on the backup channel for free, or which is called SW. Well, there's SWC Backup, which I made, which is an emergency backup. But the slightly older one from a few months ago that I made is called SWC Subscribed. And again, if you're following us, that I might link it below, something like that. I might not. You could just find them on YouTube.
If you're gang stalking us so that you can mass report us, mass flag us, as people have done in the past.
Yes. People in the SJWs have done it. Comicsgate has done it. What a weird coincidence. Both of them? What do they have in common?
SJW behavior.
Are they the same type of person? The same person the whole time?
Yes.
Just like in the Fight Club sketch from Whitest Kids You Know?
Do not fuck with the cups or the condiments. Rule number one: do not fuck with any of the.
That's rule number one of Fight
Rule
Club.
of Fight Club. The first rule of Fight Club is do not fuck with any of the cups or.
Or
the
no, that
condiments.
was 2. Rule number 1 was we got to pretend we've been doing this for a while. Anyways, so yeah, what does it say in there about the notes? Some serious notes.
So yeah, I started with luckily rogues don't need much armor because there is a rogue that does not need much armor.
Their dex build.
There's technically concepts behind this in actual other RPGs like
It's the actual THACO rule.
THACO, yes, exactly. A THACO or THAC Zero or whatever the hell you want to call it.
This girl certainly looks all THACO'd up.
Yes, she has much dexterity, high dex stat.
She's an elf too, so you know.
But in stupid ass World of Warcraft, instead of dexterity, it was agility. Agility was a weird stat, especially back in Classic. A lot of this is going to be related to WoW Classic, which is even more autistic and retarded.
Well, it is World of Warcraft, so that's not our fault. It's the game's fault. Naturally.
It's totally the game's fault. But anyway, there's this thing, a concept in RPGs called evasion tanking, which is this concept. That you have like a high dexterity or dodge chance.
Yeah, you absorb attacks basically by having them not hit you when you have high dexterity, as opposed to a power tank or strength tank that just soaks the damage either by blocking it or having a lot of HP, a high constitution tank, stuff like that.
In World of Warcraft, it was armor class, and then in Classic, you had to stack something called a defense stat. It's just straight up called defense stat. And you had to get enough of a percentage so that you would not suffer from a crushing blow, which is a critical hit.
A lot of that was confusing enough as it was, too.
A lot of that should have never mattered.
Yeah.
You have to... This stat called defense, which you will get on absolutely no gear until you hit max level. And then some of your gear will have it, but only if you're wearing plate armor. So something like a druid, which wears leather armor, gets 0 defense, which means in WoW Classic, if you're playing a druid in bear form, you're just not playing the game right.
Yeah, bear tanking was viable. It was supposed to be viable because that was the point of the bear form in the druid is it was supposed to let you tank, but if you did it, you were just playing the game wrong. And people are like, why are you a druid bear tank? They're worthless. Roll a warrior instead.
Nobody has ever said in World of Warcraft Classic or old vanilla WoW, why are you a bear tank? They just weren't allowed to tank.
Yeah.
Oh, you're an actual druid in bear form? We're kicking you out of the party now.
Or we're kicking you out of the guild.
Most people didn't tank in general because the shit was so complicated.
And arduous.
You had to have already played the game and beaten it once to know how to do it.
Yeah, the rogue
have somebody autistically explain to you how it's done.
The rogue body pulled aggro, and we're just too focused on these sick crits, the white numbers flashing on the screen. Check it out, I just did 270 damage. Ooh.
Holy shit, you did so many big numbers. That is the most important thing. And that's it. That's all that...
and that's usually why you would... most of the time you would wipe is because the rogue was just so focused on how much sick damage they could do that they did too much damage and pulled aggro off the tank, so the enemy would just hit the rogue, and they would die in 2 hits.
Thought that their class was the coolest class in the history of video games. It's like, I'm playing a rogue. We're sneaky, stealthy assassins.
And usually a night elf rogue, too.
Assassinations in World of Warcraft. Oh, that's right. You don't do anything like that. You just go and kill 10 of the Flarfnarbs and collect 8 of their fucking left eyeballs, and only 1 in every 20 is going to have a single one. And it's like, what?
And that's just to fucking increase the grind and increase how long it takes to do anything in the game. This is all stuff we've mentioned in previous episodes, of course, of the how to fix World of Warcraft, and we've been correct the entire time.
Are those going up? But I saw those on the queue, I think.
Yeah, they're basically. Oh yeah, that's right. They're not up yet, but yeah, all of them are scheduled. The remaining ones, and that's the thing, is that because of that, we sort of have been in the mind to sort of talk about it again, and because of that also, that is, the full episode of this will be just a fully getting into sort of
Yeah, it's
a
going to go down
revisiting of how to fix World of Warcraft.
We're probably going to be going over some of the stuff that we mentioned in the previous videos, because those videos are like 8 years old at this point.
Probably 800 years old,
They're old
40,000
enough to carry a child.
million. But yeah. So, but there was something else we were gonna at least cover before cutting off and getting into the full video. We're just gonna continue.
It's not a webcomic, but again, also it's like this is connected. It's all connected.
Well, it's on our channel. That's how it's relevant. It's on our channel. That's all that matters. That's all that's ever going to matter in a million years.
It's a great example of why Rippaverse should not be allowed to exist anymore.
Yes.
Because of World of Warcraft.
But yeah, a lot of this stuff, by the way, that we're talking about again, is stuff that we've said in those old How to Fix World of Warcraft videos, but it bears repeating because it's still true. And now there's years of retrospect where people are realizing we were right all along, where people are like, why do people like World of Warcraft Classic? This sucks. They're like, wait, why doesn't this work? And it's like, no, that's not a bug, that's a feature. And people are like, how is this not a bug? The game isn't working properly.
This is content.
What do you mean I have no gear?
About in the original videos, because WoW Classic didn't even exist back then. This is a very, very long time ago.
Yeah, what do you mean there's no caster gear for shamans at level 60? I'm level 60 and I want to play caster shaman. It's like, nope, you can't do that. You can be healer or nothing.
Damage is lightning bolts and shocks.
Yeah, exactly. Oh look, I ran out of mana after casting 2 spells again. Thanks, World of Warcraft. Yeah, again, they just didn't have any balancing for the classes. They balanced some of the classes, and it was primarily Alliance. That was where the Alliance was not considered easy mode. It was easy mode. People just didn't know it.
We're one sentence in.
Yeah, here. Let's get a couple more sentences in, and then again we'll continue.
One sentence in out of like 200.
Yeah. So what's next?
The next sentence is, I wish WoW rogues could tank. I was actually going to say some other stuff just about the videos. The videos in general, again, they're old. We might be recovering new ground or old ground. I don't fucking know.
I know we are. We did an entire video about how like ice mages should be able to tank.
The MGS videos actually are just terrible because it's just us talking about playing Dark Souls. It's me learning how to play Dark Souls.
Yeah.
And it's like, this has nothing to do. I'm kind of glad that we no longer do that, where we play the video game while we try to talk about the topic that we're talking about in the video.
In fact, I might throw gameplay footage over this later, anyways. But we did an entire video that probably got eaten by, first of all, our channel getting false flagged by Comicsgate, but also a lot of the videos being lost by BitChute. Just it didn't even eat most of them. I think all of them are still in existence, except that it's episode 1, 2, 4, 7. Those are the ones that they're all in existence. It's just that it's not all the episodes. But anyways, I know we did an entire episode about how every single class should be able to tank, and specifically how. They just have to spec into it. Like, again, ice mages. An ice mage could just cast a spell that gives them, 5,000% armor. And then they can just body tank, as long as they have this stance or spell active, which is how fucking, priests...
That's what we're going to go over.
Do it. Yeah, and I know we did an episode about that, and it's worth doing again.
We uploaded all these videos to BitChute because we got falsely struck the first time. It's like, we might be...
Well, BitChute was supposed to... No, we didn't upload a single one. BitChute was supposed to mirror them automatically, and it didn't.
And so it's like, we need to back up the channel. So we go to BitChute, and it's like, okay, now at least it's going to take some work, but we'll be able to mirror the entire channel on BitChute. And then we do that. And now BitChute's missing a bunch of the videos because nobody told us BitChute would just not let you watch some of them.
Yeah, there's several of them that just like have the wheel of death essentially. And it's like, well, what's going on with this? And it turns out the video secretly is 404'd, but the page is still there to make you think it might work when it doesn't. So again, that's BitChute.
I don't know if they're deleted or if they just gone to like cold storage or some shit.
Yeah, I have no idea if they're just misplaced and could be found somewhere. Because some of the videos, I think, ended up working again after being 404'd for a while.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to say.
They're some kind of deep storage or some shit.
And then here's
accessible.
the thing. That's still better than Rumble that erased the entire channel without warning or explanation. Just one day, every video was gone.
On the say-so of one of their bigger e-celebs.
Yeah, apparently one of the e-celeb partners they had signed didn't like us personally and said, hey, erase their channel. And so they did. Behind the scenes. That's all I can assume. They probably will come up with some other reason.
Odyssey is on promoting Eric July on the front page.
Yeah, like, well, Odyssey also is apparently on death's door.
Kiss of death right there.
Yeah. So again, we've the only thing really left that works is YouTube. So that's why we made a couple backup channels, which we shouldn't have to do and never actually had to do in the past until Comicsgate started false flagging our accounts.
Nobody appreciates freedom of speech, especially it seems a whole lot of people who say that they do.
Yeah, one guy, especially in Comicsgate, falsely claimed to have reported us to the FBI, only to find out that he was lying for attention and sympathy. It's like, what kind of movement do you have where you're just pretending to report people to the FBI?
We found out he was lying because we kind of just assumed that he did.
And it was over something that he made up too.
That pathetic.
That's extremely important too. Is that it was something that like his own friends were like, yeah, he just made that up. That never happened.
It's like, I don't care. Why would you make
so
that
you're
up?
using YouTube and your YouTube fandom, which you brag about having more fans, you're using them to lie about people, and you're supposed to be the anti-woke, anti-cancel culture people. Again, Comicsgate, great example, Nick Rekieta has already engaged in cancel culture. They benefit from it.
That's the thing, is that when I occasionally go to poll, one of the things I accuse them of as soon as I get the opportunity is of donating to Rekieta.
Yeah, donating to an actual degenerate homosexual. He goes to a club called Gay 90s and acts like there's nothing. It has a sex dungeon in that, which he is admitted to going into, but he says, he's in a loving monogamous relationship with 5 children. Again, there's the way that YouTubers just lie to your face all the time, and people never do anything about it.
Again, the same people who probably donated him also probably bought like multiple copies of like Jordan Peterson's book, and
that's why all of this is important.
Andrew Tate's seminars and stuff like that.
That's why every single part of this is important, because this is also part of why World of Warcraft sucks, is because the people who play are the same kind of people who think they're supporting, good, wholesome, traditional family values as they openly support pathological, lying, mentally ill, gay wads, whiny, thin-skinned e-celebs.
Comicsgaters might be worse than World of Warcraft faggots.
Well, I consider them all pretty much the exact same thing, because they're identical in behavior.
We're talking about like geological strata of depth here.
Which, that's the thing. Something else that only we are capable of. So again, if you want to support and find out, if you want to find out the truth that nobody else wants you to know about.
Why wouldn't anyone want to know?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they want to know? What, are they stupid?
Well, again, if you want to know the truth, if you do want to know, check out our Subscribe Star. If you don't want to know, don't donate to our Subscribe
Where we
Star.
actually don't go on and on like this about how you need to donate. We don't do any of that.
That's the thing, is that our Subscribe Star videos are laser focused on the actual topic. And there's hundreds of thousands, perhaps billions of years of deep lore that people on YouTube are just now finding out about. There's
The wisdom of the Hyperborean wisdom.
yes, unironically, yes. There are thousands of people right now finding out about what we just said about Ricada, like last year, the year before that, going back to like 2019.
Because somebody else listens to our videos and then just says it somewhere else.
Yeah, check out Alyssa Clips, the Alyssa Clips channel. Everything on there, everything people are saying in the comments is stuff we had said. Every word of it we had said, and we had said would happen, and people would realize years ago on our Subscribe Star. If you want to see what everyone will be saying in the coming years, go to our Subscribe Star now and start listening. Pay money and listen to every one of our videos. You will unironically see every word out of Kiwi Farm's mouth 5 years from now. That's not a joke. That's actually proven.
There's a percentage of people on like CO and a lot of other bigger sites. Some of the biggest sites have people who are basically taking our talking points as if it was theirs.
Yeah.
And this is not on accident. This isn't the fucking whatever.
Also, the memes we made,
the fuck it's called.
They're like memes and image macros and stuff that came directly from our Discord, the old blog, all that shit.
Princess High Ground and Jerk Douglas comics on CO regularly.
Yeah, constantly. On Paul, too. People post that stuff all over 4chan. And some of them were readers of the blog. Some of them follow our YouTube channel. It's the greatest secret of the internet that the rest of you don't know about, or they don't want you to know about, is checking us out on our Subscribe Star.
Princess High Ground Discord exists because of us. Princess High Ground is a shitty webcomics joint.
Yes, it's a creation. It's a collaborative creation.
And if anything,
sprung from the twisted minds.
Better work, but it's okay.
It's pretty, it's totally decent. Right. And again, it's one of the few books. It's actually an existing book that you can buy, and it exists. You can purchase it. It
Holy
happened.
Shit.
It was released.
Why is this anti-Comicsgate?
Yes, it is because it exists. That's why.
What did they mean by this?
Once a book is finished, it's basically anti-Comicsgate. It's antithetical. It's against the cancel pigs. That's the thing. Comicsgate are the real cancel pigs. The only real anti-cancel pigs is us. Everyone else is just pretending to be us.
That was a good fucking thing. I don't know if we're going to cover that, but the thing that what's his face, Mark Millar said.
Oh yeah, that's worth getting into. But here again, if you want to see the full video, if you want to see the rest of just this part alone, check out our Subscribe Star, become Pig.
Artistically, we're being very artistic in our deconstruction of World of Warcraft.
Yeah, the final episode. It's the final revival episode. One great grand finale send off for how to fix how to fix World of Warcraft series of videos.
It's a perfect system.
Yeah, if you want to see that, and also, of course, support the only people telling you the truth, become a human again, and learn the unforgivable truths that nobody else on YouTube wants you to know, and donate, check out our videos, check out what everyone else will be saying.
Donate a typewriter.
Yes, and for everyone else, though, should have listened to Shittywebcomics. You can check out the rest of this video on our Subscribe Star, linked below.